I feel I'm very like, hey guys, it's Sonia.
No, I'm kidding. I want to.
You can do whatever you want.
I'll match your energy.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
Hey.
The record is blocking your eyes.
I need nip slips.
No, that would be good for the video. I like stand up and I'm actually not wearing any bottoms.
Hey everyone, it is Soniaelsie here. Today I am here with...
My name is Matt. You might have seen me from VEGGIE Pilot. I'm that airline pilot who posts all that vegan food on like Reddit and YouTube and Instagram.
So today we have some tofurkey sandwiches, which you actually made. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's my secret recipe.
So yeah, we're just gonna eat some food, talk about whatever the hell comes to our minds. And yeah, if you guys want to follow him, I will link his Instagram and his YouTube channel down below so you can check him out, give him a little follow, show him some love. Please comment queen or thick on all of his posts. I would really appreciate that. Okay, let's get started.
All right.
I feel like I just spent so long like setting up the thumbnail and now I'm just like so ready to eat.
Yeah, I'm starving. Today I've had a green juice and a...
Just like forget.
I forgot.
You're like... I can see the concentration like in your eyes.
What else did I eat there?
I've only had a banana. And it's like 4.
Yeah, it's late in the day. That guac is good, huh?
It's hella thick.
Mm-hmm.
I've never actually had like tofurkey slices.
Good?
Yeah. This reminds me of like school lunches.
Mm-hmm. It's very like simple, like it's on sourdough bread. So the key with tofurkey is when you pull it out of the package, it's just like stuck together. You have to pull it apart and like refold it, because then it gives it more like a real texture as opposed to this like dense mass. And then you do a little vegan mayo, and I do Dijon mustard on toasted sourdough bread, and you're good to go.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so do you want to like say a little bit about yourself, like you're a pilot? No one knows you here.
Okay.
You're fresh.
So, I'm an airline pilot. I work for Compass Airlines out here out of LAX. I've been an airline pilot for like 5 years. I've been flying for 10. I'm a vegan. I've been vegan 8 months. I've been vegetarian or lacto-vegetarian for pretty much my whole life. I've lived in the Middle East. I lived in Dubai, lived in Afghanistan.
Whoa, how was Dubai?
Dubai was pretty cool.
I've heard so much about it. It looks so cool.
Yeah, Dubai is a really cool place. Afghanistan was pretty cool. I worked out there.
Nice.
And then I've lived like everywhere in the US. You name it. I've lived there.
Seattle?
I haven't lived there.
Oh my god.
That backfired.
You're like, any place, just name it. What about Vancouver, Washington?
No.
See, just totally, this is backfired on you.
Yeah.
Hella. Just any place. Any place, Sonia.
Any other place. Try again.
Yakima? Washington.
No more Washington. Enough with the Washington.
What about... I suddenly forgot like every city.
Yeah.
What about San Diego?
I did live in San Diego.
Okay, cool. We got one.
Alright.
Out of every place in the US.
Try one more.
What about Houston, Texas?
No. Alright. Maybe I didn't live in that many places.
But did you live in every state?
No.
Okay.
I'll list off all the places I've lived, right?
Okay. I'm ready.
Alright. Boston. New Hampshire. Florida. San Diego. Dubai. Afghanistan. Minneapolis. Denver. Los Angeles. And Phoenix.
That is nowhere near everywhere.
Whatever. You like your sandwich?
It's really good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's really thick.
That's why I made it that way.
I haven't had a sandwich in like forever. I still make them.
I cannot eat a food unless it's wrapped in bread of some sort, like burrito or bread.
Really?
Yeah.
I love burritos.
Yeah.
Do you eat like vegan fast food? Thank God.
You mean like Zoomies?
Well, just anything like Chipotle,
Oh yeah,
Taco Bell.
I love Taco Bell.
Oh yes.
Yeah, they have good refried beans at Taco Bell.
No, I think they're okay.
They're just like really high in sodium. I feel like terrible after I eat Taco Bell every time because it's so high in sodium.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What attracted you to the pilot life?
I wanted to do it when I was younger, but by the time I was in high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't really like the classroom learning environment very much. Like I felt like I struggled learning in like lectures, and I wasn't good at retaining information from like lectures and textbooks. We had a family friend who recommended flight school and being a pilot, and kind of just went with it and kind of stuck with it. So
Nice.
it's worked out. I think only recently, in the last like 5 or so years, am I like really passionate about aviation. You know, I really like my airline job. And I like my career. I like working and, you know, working with other pilots and flying places and flying different airplanes and like all that stuff.
That's cool.
You know, it can be really challenging. It can be kind of fun. It can be kind of boring some days. You know.
Yeah.
So.
It sounds intense. You're like driving a huge ass thing in the air.
Yeah.
Flying, not driving.
Yeah. So I have like 5,200 hours now.
Nice.
So I actually probably have more time in an airplane than I do have a car.
Nice.
I guess I'm kind of like jaded to the whole fact that it's like, you know, a lot of people don't fly that much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I forget that. When did you become vegan?
A little over 2 years ago. So my friend Stella was vegan, and she's vegan. She was vegan since she was 14.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, at first I thought it was like really dumb.
Did you guys know each other back then?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, we grew up in the same hometown. We went to middle school, high school together. And so we became really good friends like freshman year of high school. And so she was becoming vegan like freshman year. And I just thought it was so dumb. I was like, wow, that's like really dumb. I was like, how can you not eat steak? You know, I was like that person. And then I was randomly inspired to go vegetarian. I don't know why. And then like Stella started like posting a lot on YouTube about veganism, and I was watching her videos because she's my friend. I love Stella's videos, and I was just watching them, and I was like, wow, this is like really cool. Like maybe I should try this whole vegan thing. So I was like, okay, I'll go vegetarian. So I went vegetarian for a year, and then a year later, I watched Cowspiracy, and then I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So then I made the full switch to vegan. But yeah.
Wow. There's like a Cowspiracy convention.
Really?
It's happening in LA sometime soon.
Just a whole convention on the documentary?
I don't know. Someone was telling me about it last night.
You're already out of chips.
Yeah, I ate a lot. By the way, Cabo chips, if you're watching this video, what did you do to the recipe? Or is that really the recipe? You like changed what kind of tortilla are you using or something like that?
Tea is quick.
Very sad.
They're really salty. Like I feel like I'm drinking a lot of juice right now.
Oh. Did either your parents like decide to become vegan from it?
My dad went vegan for like a month with my guidance.
Okay.
And then yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think it was cool. He really liked it. And now he's not vegan now, but he incorporates like some vegan items, which I think is cool. So
what I always think about is like when someone goes vegan for a month, or even just like a little while, even if they don't stay vegan, I feel like it has a really long-term effect on them, because maybe for the first time in their life, not saying this is the case for your dad, but I think for a lot of people, for the first time in their life, they're paying attention really to what they're eating.
Yeah.
You know? And even though maybe they're incorporating meat back into their diet, they're still conscious of the food that's going into their body.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you like the guac?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got the mild one and not the hot one.
It's got a little zest to it, huh?
No, it's
A little
good.
spiciness.
It's classic. But yeah, he's not really much of a cook, so he kind of just eats whatever like anyone will make for him. So he eats a lot of what my stepmom will make for him. But
Does she cook a lot?
Yeah, she cooks a lot, but she cooks like pretty healthy stuff, so it's not like they're eating like Hot Pockets every day.
Yeah. Hot Pocket.
That was another reason why I went vegan, was because it kept me from eating all that food. Like otherwise I would just by default just eat Hot Pockets and like ice
like
cream.
really simple like freezer food.
Yeah. And I noticed that being vegan has helped me not do that. There's still like Gardein stuff, which so good. I will still enjoy those, but
I feel like that's like way healthier though. Oh.
Because they're more expensive, I don't buy them as often.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like with like Hot Pockets and all that stuff, I feel like they're super high in sodium, and I know I mentioned sodium twice already, but like I feel like it really affects how you feel after you eat your meal. Like you eat something with really like those freezer foods, those burritos, those soups that come in a can, they're always so high in sodium, and you just feel kind of like tired and sluggish and bloated after.
Oh yeah, love that.
Love it. But like when you eat like a Hot Pocket, right, and you say like and say it has like 400 calories or something, right? I don't know what they have, maybe 500. Like it really is empty calories, and I don't mean that in the sense of like trying to lose weight by counting calories, but I mean it in like kind of like a scientific sense. Like you eat a certain amount of calories a day, and calories from certain foods make you feel a certain way. They give you a certain amount of energy, and I feel like you eat a Hot Pocket and you be hungry like 30 minutes later. Yeah. Because it doesn't provide anything substantial. Like none of those calories are healthy, you know.
What made you decide to go vegan?
So I really went vegan after I started like promoting my videos and stuff on different like Facebook pages, like vegan Facebook pages, like Vegans United. And so by default, I was interacting with people more. I was kind of like looking at their posts. I was watching videos, and you know, the points they were making as far as both animal rights and just like the healthiness of dairy were really good. And I just decided, hey, I'm already vegetarian, I just have to cut out dairy. And clearly dairy is really harmful for cows anyways. You know, how the industry is and just how they treat the cows and whatnot. So it kind of made sense, and I just made the transition, and I honestly don't even remember the day I did it.
Really?
Yeah, because I was like really only eating dairy. Like I think I was already drinking milk or coffee with almond milk and eating cereal with almond milk. So it was more of like my day to day, I was mostly vegan. It was just that certain meals, like when I wanted to go get pizza or Taco Bell, I would get cheese. So it didn't really have a big effect on my like day to day life, but it did have an effect on my snacking.
Oh, makes sense.
For better or for worse, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. It's been good. I like the transition. I feel better. My digestion's a lot better.
That's cool.
Yeah. I feel like I can eat more junk food and not gain as much weight. You know?
Yeah, right.
Eat a lot of sweets.
Oh my god, I used to eat like the whole things of ice cream.
What's your favorite junk food now?
I haven't seen these in Whole Foods, and I'm scared that they discontinued them, but the Tofurkey brand?
Tofurkey cuties?
No, they had cones.
Oh, really?
Coated in chocolate. Yeah, and it was like, you know, drumsticks? The ice cream, yeah, it was similar to that. It wasn't exactly the same, but I haven't seen it in Whole Foods in a while. I'm a little bit
stressed. Dang, that's too bad.
I know. That's one of my favorites, but just like a bag of Gardein beefless strips. I could just eat tons of those.
Really?
Yes. Like cook it with like the sauce that it comes with. I could just eat that forever.
What's the sauce it comes with?
It's like a sweet like teriyaki sauce.
Gravy. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang, that sounds pretty good.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah. I really like vegan ice cream and then vegan donuts and cupcakes. I went to Donut Friend last night.
Oh my gosh, I've never.
What?
Everyone has the same reaction.
They're really good. They have like all these crazy flavors with like chocolate, marshmallow, and it's all vegan. They have one that's like a glazed donut cut in half, and in the middle is strawberries and whipped cream. Yeah, it is real thick. So, you definitely gotta check that place out.
I need to try because everyone's like, haven't you gone? And I'm like, it's kind of a lot of effort.
Well, have you been to Highland Park?
I haven't.
Yeah, that's where it is. It's kind of out. It's kind of out of the way.
Where? What direction? Where is it nearby?
Or like north, east of downtown, I want to say.
Okay.
There's definitely no train that goes there.
I love taking the metro. It's so convenient.
Yeah, I wish there was more metro.
Oh no, Elon Musk is working on that.
Yeah. I'm going to Elon. I test drove the Tesla 2 days ago.
You test drove it?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. You gonna get it?
No.
I want a Tesla, but I want to like custom paint it to be like chrome. Yeah.
That'll be dope.
Yeah. Be driving around like, yeah.
It's so fast.
Really?
We put it in insane mode, like one of the settings.
Insane mode?
Yeah, that's like, I
That's
think it's
what
like
it's called?
insane or something. When you floor it, we floored it.
Oh my god.
My stomach was like really like locked.
That sounds
It
terrible.
was insane.
I'm a very safe driver.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm like overly safe, like grandma safe.
I feel like I'm not the best driver.
Ooh, you're pretty good.
I'm alright.
Yeah. Never that one time.
Where I scared you.
Well, I was just nervous. That's why I like the metro, because I hate being in cars.
Yeah.
Driving cars, being in a car, it's like, would rather just teleport.
I heard this thing that like in the future, when automatic cars are a thing, that no one will really own a car. You'll just use like Uber and stuff will be so cheap that it'll be just as cost effective as just like using Uber.
Interesting.
If there's no driver.
Interesting. That would be so weird. The self-driving car has killed one person.
Yeah. It's definitely not ready.
Yeah. That's scary. I think like, if there's self-driving cars, how do police officers know when someone's like texting and driving, or they just have their car on like autopilot?
I don't think there's even, you're supposed to have your hands on the wheel right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because Jeffree Star did like a get ready with me in his Tesla, and he has the self-driving option. He was just doing his makeup.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Maybe he had like one hand, I don't know.
I don't know, maybe he did it. I don't know.
Just
Maybe he has that feature.
a lot of YouTubers break the law to make videos.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So, how I found you was, I think I was on my Explore page, and then I saw like you in a uniform, and I was like, okay. So I clicked on the photo, and it was like VEGGIE PILOT, and I was like, oh, he's vegan. And then in one of my vlogs, it was called like best vegan brunch ever or something. I was like, guys, I just found the best Instagram ever. Well, I showed your Instagram, and then I followed you, and you followed me. And I commented Queen on your pics, and you were like, what?
When you called me Queen, I was like, what does that mean? I was like, do you think I'm something like dramatic? I didn't know what you meant.
No, it's like a compliment.
Yeah.
But
I've learned you taught me the ways.
yeah.
The lingo.
There's a lot of guys in my life that I call Queen, like my guy friends, like Jordan. I call him Queen all the time, and he gets mad. I have another friend that I call Queen. He literally gets like, he gets angry.
Yeah.
Physically angry. And I'm like, it's a compliment.
Mm.
But, you know.
I think it's funny now. I didn't know what your angle was though, you know, because like, you're some random person like commenting on my thing. I'm like, what the heck is this? And then I clicked and you were like, pretty Insta famous. I'm like, what is going on right now? Why did you write this?
I'm not Insta famous. No, I think that's just like my sense of humor is that, I don't know. I just like to say whatever. I mean, obviously not.
No, it's fine. I mean, I get it now.
Yeah.
Cool. It's blossomed into a beautiful friendship. That one
Queenship?
queen comment. It's blossomed into a queenship.
Yes. I'm thirsty.
It's funny, I don't know when the last time I drank like juice. You know, like this kind of juice.
Yeah.
Like I'll drink those green juices every once in a while.
Because you're healthy.
How much sugar is in it?
I don't even
Let's
want to
read it
look.
on camera.
Okay. 21 grams.
Nice. For how many?
Per serving. There's 8 servings.
So we're coming up on like 60 grams of sugar right now each.
You know,
Hell you!
it's fine. We're getting carved up. As
Got a carb load for your video.
That's why you didn't know what HCLF was, because you went vegan like after that kind of ended.
Oh, was that a big thing for a while?
I would get like, because I was one of the few vegans on YouTube that wasn't HCLF, and I would get like floods of hate comments like, why are you eating oil? Like, you
hate
need to
comments?
die. Yeah. Like, and I would literally get death threats on my Tumblr because I wasn't HCLF. I was like, honey.
Are you still big on Tumblr?
I was never big on Tumblr.
Or like, do you still use it a lot?
Yeah, I use it sometimes. Just like answer advice questions mostly. Like, people ask me like boy advice questions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Alright, so give me a good like dating advice.
Okay. So I guess a question that I get a lot is, this boy like isn't interested in me, and like I'm just so annoyed because like I texted him. It's like, you can't force anyone to like you.
Yeah.
And you can't like, what am I trying to say? Just like if a guy was coming on to you and you weren't interested, you have the right to say no. Anyone that you pursue has the right to say no. You know, doesn't mean that you're unattractive or unworthy or
Yeah, you're just not their type.
Yeah. They're just like, y'all don't vibe. There's a million bajillion other people out there. Like, I don't know, that's an advice I give. What else?
That's good advice. How about give me advice as like a single guy out dating?
I would say so many things I could say. Like, what specifically do you want advice on? Like,
I don't know.
how to approach?
What do girls like on the first date?
I think they just like you to be nice, genuine, kind. Don't be like creepy.
Yeah.
Don't be weird. Like, there was, okay, I'm gonna tell a story. There was a date that I went on a couple months ago, and this guy had like, I briefly told him that I did work on social media, and so he like stalked literally everything. And then I met with him, and the whole entire time he was like, wow, so you're like technically a famous person, like can you give me a shout out, like blah blah blah. And I was just, we were Veggie Girl, and I was just eating my food, like, can we talk about like, because this is like my work, like I want to talk about fun things.
Well, and plus it's like, when someone makes a big deal out of you, you're like, not that I'm anyone important or anything like that.
It's uncomfortable a little bit.
But it is uncomfortable because it's like a really unique and abnormal social interaction. And so like for the person that it's happening to, it's like they don't even know how to react or what to say or how to behave. Like it's just like, it's kind of like, you're like, okay, thanks, yeah, okay, thanks. Because like in your own head you're like, you know, I'm nobody special, I'm really just like kind of a loser, you know what I mean?
No. You don't have positive self-talk.
Whatever. But the point is, like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Like, and I get uncomfortable when like someone's like really overly complimentary. I think sometimes people use like compliments as like a manipulation tool.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. They're like, I was so nice to you, like.
Well, then it's just like it's like they butter you up a bunch, you know, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Just it's like a fake way to connect with someone. I feel like is by just complimenting them a ton.
Yeah. So I guess don't compliment. I mean, compliment them obviously. Like,
if you see me, you better say something mean, or we ain't gonna be friends. No, I'm kidding.
But like, be respectful with your compliments. Like, if the first thing you say to a girl on a first date is like, your titties look so good, it's like, I mean, that's something you'd say at a different time.
Yeah.
Once we've gotten to know each other better, not like.
Do girls like hearing that they're pretty?
Yeah, but I'd rather have a compliment about my personality, I guess, because.
Yeah, because I feel like you're like, girls already know they're pretty. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's definitely like.
And you don't want to feel
nice
like the guy just likes you because you're pretty, right?
Yeah, it's nice to say.
Yeah.
But then also be like, wow, you're really genuine or confident or something, you know?
Yeah.
So,
That's
I mean,
cool.
personally, I prefer those. Like, everyone's different, obviously.
I
But
feel like it's just nice. You don't really have to compliment or anything. As the conversation flows well and
Yeah.
the chemistry. Everything comes down to chemistry.
yeah.
I always eat way too fast, and I'm like uncomfortably full right now.
It was like,
'Cause
watch
I
me
ate
eat,
so
like,
many
yes.
chips. I blew it.
I still have a half.
This bag is like empty now because of me.
It wasn't completely full. Though,
And look
to be
at
fair.
how there's no guac left, barely. You give me 3 dating advice as a guy trying to date girls,
Okay.
and I'll give you 3.
Okay. Just 3 general advices.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think. This is hard. Don't pretend to be someone that you're not,
Okay.
because you don't want someone to fall or not fall for who you aren't.
Right.
So like, let's say you're like, okay, well, girls like douches, so I'm gonna act like a douche. And then she's like, what the fuck, you're such a douche. And then you're like, actually, I'm a really nice guy. And she would have liked that, but you were pulling the douche card. So don't do that.
Okay.
Don't be overly creepy, like respect her boundaries. 3, I feel like all my advice is so like generic, but it's true. I've noticed that sometimes you'll go on one date with a guy and they'll be like, why aren't you texting me all the time? And it's
Yeah.
like, well, I don't even really know you, like, stop. Be really clear with what you want. So if you want a relationship or if you want just like friendship kind of thing or like more than friends, like just be clear with that, because sometimes like if the boundaries aren't clear, people can get hurt.
Yeah.
So if it's like, you know, if it's you and another person that you guys both know you want to be in a relationship, then that's like cool, you guys can work on that. But like if the other person's like, oh, I don't really want to be in a relationship, I just want to like fuck around, then, and you want to be in a relationship, it's good that you communicate that so that you don't get hurt, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll try to give you good advice. Hopefully, I don't go in some like weird rant that like makes no sense.
I love doing that. No, you can do that here. This is a mukbang. We're talking about.
Mukbang.
I mean, we're not really eating anymore. I'm eating slowly.
I'm eating. My stomach's eating right now. Like trying to eat, digest this massive
Your
amount of food I
stomach's
just
eating.
consumed. All right, so I guess the tough thing about being a guy, I feel like that being a girl is exceptionally difficult in the United States, and most countries. But I mean, you know, I live here. I know what the culture's like. It's tough being a girl, for sure.
Okay.
Being a guy is tough for its own reasons. One of those reasons is that guys constantly face rejection, right?
Yeah.
We're the ones always kind of having to ask on the date,
Yeah.
you know, or ask on the second date, or kind of initiate the texting a lot of times. And for that reason, there's a lot of rejection that goes along with it. And I feel like to be a successful dater, unless you get like really lucky initially, but to be a successful guy dater, like guy who's a dater, you have to be able to have kind of thick skin and just be able to shrug off the rejections and keep moving forward. So my advice for girls would be communicate clearly if you do not like the guy, because I feel like I even run into this problem now. Like I'm 30 and I'll like, you know, have a nice date with somebody, and like I don't know if they want to go on a second date, and you know I like them enough to go on a second date, so I'll hit them up and they'll kind of make up an excuse. No, that's wrong phrasing. They will say they can't do that night and they'd like to do another time or whatnot, and sometimes it feels like I'm like not sure if they actually want to go out again, and they're just being nice, or they actually do want to go out and they're genuinely busy. And so there's like really fine line between like following up with them and being like, hey, it's just another night work or whatever, and being like, oh, she doesn't I'm like pushing on her, but she doesn't even want to go out with me, but I'm like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
You want to go out? And it's just because like I don't understand really what she's thinking or feeling. People are nice in general and they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, so they try to do the soft rejection, and it just doesn't always work well, because it's like, well, I don't know what you're communicating, you know?
Yeah.
And I'd be happy like if a girl's just like, hey, I had a nice time, but I don't think this is gonna work. I was like, okay, thanks for communicating.
Yeah, because you don't have to waste your time.
Yeah, I don't waste my time, and I don't have to continue like getting rejected. You know,
yeah.
It's like, hey, are we going out tonight? Nope. You know. So that would be my first piece of advice: is just to kind of communicate clearly. You can communicate clearly when you like someone. It's better to kind of play it cool at the beginning so you don't freak them out. But I think it's important to communicate clearly if you don't like somebody. That's a great time to communicate clearly.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of a little confrontation.
The only thing is that sometimes, like from a girl's perspective, is that if I have to do the harsh confrontation, I usually don't do it in person because sometimes guys get like really,
I don't do it in person either.
Like it's scary.
Yeah.
So I've said to text before where I'm like, listen, I'm not, and they just freak out, and I'm like,
yeah, and I mean that's totally cool. Like it's totally cool to reject. Like, you know, you communicate like, hey, I'm not into it. However you do it.
Especially like, well, early on into like whatever, not relationship, but like whatever it is, I think it's okay to do it over text. Like if you guys are in like a committed relationship, like
of course.
No, don't do it over text, but like
you're like no, you're right. I mean, especially like. That's a really tough part about dating is, unless you meet someone you really like and they like you, either you're gonna reject them or they're gonna reject you. And either way, it's like a negative, like, just a negative interaction, you know? That's what the crappy thing about dating is.
Oh God. You're just like, the crappy thing. It's like really.
No, I'm a happy person. I just think that dating sucks in general. It's the worst. Yeah. Okay. Number 2 piece of advice for girls is that, what do you think?
Spill some tea.
Would you say spill some tea on a date?
Just tea in general. Tea advice.
Oh, okay. I think you meant like literally spill tea on a date. That's like your date advice.
Oh my God. Do you not know what spilling tea means?
No. What does it mean?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, some truth?
Yeah, like let's say, like spilling tea would be like we're talking like a little shit.
Okay.
Or, like, you know, or like you say something truthful that's like, ooh, tea has been spilled. You know?
Oh, I have some great advice. All right.
Okay.
Because this is like a huge turnoff.
Sips tea.
Okay. So, I hope this doesn't come off the wrong way.
I'll edit it to make it look nice.
This is like, if I communicate this incorrectly, it might come off like slightly controversial.
Oh, I'm excited.
So if you go out on a date and you want to like bring it to that next intimate level,
don't send a dick pic?
No. Just because you got physical with a guy on a date does not like mean that he owes you anything in the long run, right? If you're out there dating, that means you're an adult and you're making adult decisions. And if you decide that you want to bring it on your own, like if you choose to bring it to that intimate level, like you should do that because you want to, because you're wanting sex or you're feeling sexual at that time, but you should not go into it with the idea that, hey, I'm going to do this so he likes me more.
Oh God.
Because that will never work. The guy either likes you or he doesn't like you. But, you know, most people, if they're in that mood, like, will hook up with someone regardless of whether they really like them or not. If they find them, like, semi-sexual attractive. So, for those of you who are just, like, trying to hook up and casually date right now, you can ignore that advice. But for those of you who are, like, trying to meet somebody and really, like, find someone you're having a long, meaningful relationship with, I would say avoid the physical stuff off the bat, because then you can kind of figure out in a more like clear way whether you're actually compatible with that person, whether you actually have those like that emotional connection, that emotional attraction.
Yeah. As
opposed to kind of just rushing into something physical and using that as like your springboard for the relationship.
That makes sense.
You know?
I think it depends on the circumstance sometimes though, because I don't know, I feel like sometimes you can like at least for me personally, like it has to be, this is gonna sound really weird, but like it has to be good in order for me to want to pursue the relationship more too.
Yeah.
So.
No, for sure, but my point being is like, just because you guys had sex doesn't mean that like either person owes the other person something.
Yeah,
you know what
that
I
makes
mean?
sense.
It's like, it's not like, oh, we had sex, now you have to. It's like, this isn't like the 1900s. You know what I mean? This isn't
that
like,
makes sense.
you know what I mean? Like, this is a modern world where guys and girls are equal, and you know, like, women can go and pave their own way in life. They don't need a guy to build their lifestyle or bring in income for them or anything like that. So dating is an equal process, and for that reason, like, if you go out and have sex, like, that does not put the responsibility on one person to all of a sudden be like, you know, your boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah. Just
because you guys got physical.
Yeah, and I think like it also depends on like what kind of person you are. Like if you're a person you already know that you can't get physical and not get emotionally attached, then it's like
then you're just setting yourself up for problems, and it's like you're putting yourself in a bad position because it's like, you know, that's going to make you get emotionally attached. And so what's that emotional attachment built on? It's built on just like a physical connection. Yeah, well, it's built on like you had sex instead of like you actually built a real emotional connection. You know what I'm saying? So that's another good point. Is like, know yourself, know your own emotions, know how you feel, know what mental patterns, emotional patterns go on inside of you before you kind of start playing with fire. You know?
True. That was deep talk. Good title. Just kidding.
Okay, so for my third
I'm excited.
advice.
Oh, the hummingbirds.
Oh, whoa.
Wow, there's a bunch of them.
Oh, here's another one. This is a mistake I feel like was made by both genders, but I feel like a lot of girls make this mistake more. Is
I'm ready to get roasted.
Humans are complicated emotionally. And everybody's different, and everybody has their own experiences in life, and I think that when someone communicates something to you like they need a break and they need some space, if you really respect that person and you really care about the relationship and you care about that person, then you absolutely 100% should give them this space. Now, whether you choose to get back with them after or not, that's a whole separate issue. But what I think girls make the mistake a lot when they're in a relationship is a guy will communicate something like they need a little space, whether it's long-term or short-term, and the girls will start using like different tactics or like manipulations in order to get that guy's attention, right? So they'll start maybe dating guys, and it's okay if they want to date guys, but if they're dating guys just for the sake of making their boyfriend jealous and like trying to rub it in his face or something to get his attention, like then you should really think about what your motives are there. You know, are your motives that you want to be in like a caring, loving relationship with somebody, or are your motives just to make that person kind of like infatuated or a little crazy about you?
That's good.
Are those good advices?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, cool.
I'm actually really full.
Yeah, I'm so full right now.
I
should have never bought those chips.
Why not? Then we wouldn't have chips.
That's
The
a
more
good point.
food, the better. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see more mukbangs from me, and go follow VEGGIE Pilot. He's awesome. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to give this video a like if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, follow me on my vlog channel, my ASMR channel, follow me on Live Meeks. I've been streaming almost every day, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye, everyone!
See you later.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.